I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen, start your engines!
All right, everybody, just like what we talked about in the transporter, nice and easy. It's a long race, settle in. It'll be nice and smooth. Let's go out there and kick some butt tonight. This is your house. Let's prove it to them.
Hello and welcome to the MG Cup Series here on NBC. We are back at Richmond Raceway for our second round here, or Richmond International Raceway, I'm sorry. But yeah, for our second round here in the season at this racetrack. Chris Mack, once again, not participating in this event. Looks like Papyrus Racing trying to regroup here. I'm not sure, but Derek Cope is your pole sitter, and the green flag is out. We're racing at Richmond. Heading through 1 and 2, they make it through pretty cleanly so far. Heading down the backstretch and into turn 3, everyone getting through cleanly still. It looks like that's a lap. Wow. They're going to complete a lap here. Now they're 3 wide towards the front. Or looks like somewhere inside the top 20. These guys are all over the place trying to gain spots here. As you could see, I did spread them out a little bit for the start so they wouldn't be like nose to tail, as if they're racing like during the green flag. It seems like that may have prevented wrecks a little bit here as we head through 3 and 4. And now watching Greg Biffle battle the 2 of Mike Wallace. He's subbing for his brother Rusty after that crash a couple of weeks ago at, what was it, Michigan. And Mike Wallace now to the back bumper of Michael Waltrip. We know Mike can get very aggressive sometimes. To the back bumper at 15, and now Mikey to the outside. Mike Wallace to the inside. They're side by side off of turn 2. Looks like Wallace is possibly going to clear him heading down into 3. Here comes Jack Sprague hopping down low on the bottom as well. All these guys taking as many spots as they can. Michael Waltrip's going to get taken 3 wide by Joe Nemechek and Greg Biffle. Biffle backs out of it at the last second there. Nemechek hops down in front of him, and now looks like they're going to freight train Michael Waltrip on the bottom here. Poor Mikey not having a good start to this race. Only 6 laps in, and he's going to get taken 3 wide once again. Ken Schrader and Dale Jarrett on his inside. I think Mikey might just be trying to hang on to it here. The car, I don't think is handling too well for him. Might just be waiting for a caution or for green flag pit stops to start so he can make some adjustments here. Because he is dropping like a rock. Here comes Hideo Fukuyama, the Bristol winner, on this inside. Going to try to take the spot. Mikey gets the drive off. Jason Jarrett behind him. And now heading down into turn 3, Hideo still on his inside. He's there. Pulls up alongside of him off of turn 4, and now going to have a run down the front stretch. Dale Jarrett on the high side. Further up. Seems like he's going to fall in line behind the 31 of Robbie Gordon. These guys are all over the place back here. Look at this. Todd Bodine trying to hold these guys off. That's Jeff Gordon, Ricky Rudd, a couple of winners this season. Ricky Craven back there as well. Out of turn 2 once again. Look at these guys fly down the backstretch into turn 3. Through 3 and 4, out of turn 4, Ricky Rudd going to try to pick up the spot on Dave Blaney. Much further up through the pack, that's the 81 of Jason Keller in the lead, as he took it from 37 of Derek Cope. Keller now going to try to lead some laps here today. Look at that. Johnny Benson in third place. Trying to reel in the 37 of Derek Cope. Possibly take second. Oh, he got a little bit too hot up in the turn one there. Slid up. Opened the door just a slight bit. Keller still your leader. These two back here trying to reel him in. Derek Cope ran a little bit further up off the bottom that time around through 1 and 2, but now gonna dive it in pretty deep here in turn 3. Jason Keller a little wide through 3 and 4, but gets the run off. Cope is gonna lose a lot of time down the front stretch. And now he's got Johnny Benson on his back bumper. Looks like Derek Cope is stronger through 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4 he is struggling. So these two pretty much even at this point. So we head down the front stretch once again. Derek Cope closes the gap a little bit right there. Oh, he's there now. Derek Cope looking to the inside. Gonna try to take the lead back in this race after winning the pole for it here earlier today. And now, look at this. Johnny Benson behind them. Is he gonna take it 3 wide? He might. Keller edged him out at the line. Johnny Benson right there on the back bumper of Derek Cope. Oh, Cope got a little bit loose. Side by side down the back stretch. Still heading into turn 3. And Derek Cope is going to take it here at Richmond, but not for long. Here comes Johnny Benson on the inside, and we got a car stopped in the front stretch. That's probably going to bring out a caution. Oh my goodness, up and over. The 19 of Jeremy Mayfield flipping down the front stretch. We got a huge crash on the front straightaway. They're still wrecking. That's going to bring the caution out for sure. Jeff Burton is destroyed. A whole lot of torn up race cars. Jamie McMurray, Elliott Sattler, Ryan Newman, Ward Burton. There's Ricky Craven with heavy damage. Mike Skinner. Oh, and Larry Foyt. Something going on with them there. And they're still wrecking. That's their leaders. Derek Cope, who was just in the lead, flying around, racing back to the line, and gets caught up in the mess. And he's got some right side damage on that car. And he's going to go straight to pit road with that as well. Caution comes out in a wild way. And now we're going to go back and take a look at that. Derek Cope was leading as all this happened. Johnny Benson to his inside. They check up. Oh, Benson spun up into Jason Keller, so that's how this wreck happened. Oh, wait, no, this is a different wreck. Wait a minute. Okay, there's 2 separate wrecks. Looks like all these guys kind of checked up a little bit when they realized they were wrecking on the front stretch. Look at that. Benson gets down on the apron, tries to keep it off of the 37, and spins up into Jason Keller in front of the field, or at least what was left of it. Mike Wallace got a little bit of that. Ken Schrader's destroyed. Joe Nemechek. Oh, Michael Waltrip got into Jack Sprague late. I mean, absolute carnage here at Richmond. Now going back once again to see the initial wreck. So what happened to the 74 of Tony Raines? We saw him. Yeah, he was smoking there. So some sort of an issue with that car as he came out of turn 4 and it just poof. Right in the smoke. And he starts coasting along the front stretch. And now going back a little bit here. Oh, they checked up. It was another case of that. just checking up. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Okay, so it started off with Hideo Fukuyama trying to save it. Couldn't quite. Gets run over by the 98 of Jason Jarrett. And then the 19 gets hit in the way that just flips him over. Wild ride for Jeremy Mayfield. I mean, that's the second time this season a car's gotten upside down at Richmond. Jeff Gordon's destroyed. Kevin Harvick with damage. Dave Blaney. A couple of guys I didn't see the first time around. And a wild, wild mess here on the front straightaway. I'll tell you what, some fans watch racing for the wrecks, and they're getting their money's worth here today. Because this was absolute chaos. Whoa! Ricky Craven gets turned out of turn 4. Gets hit. Bang! Oh my goodness, that car almost flipped. I didn't even see that part with Ricky Craven. So that's 3 separate wrecks. There's the first one that happened on the front stretch. The second one that happens checking up for it. And the third one happens on the race back. These guys checking up for all the damaged race cars on the front stretch. And they wreck on their own back there. So these guys in the back wrecked trying to avoid the first wreck and plowed into it. Oh my goodness, and we're only 18 laps in. That's half the field being taken out. Tough break for all these guys here. Ricky Craven out of the race. We're getting ready to go green. But, man, I've never seen anything like that. That was... what in the world? That was the craziest thing I've seen. Derek Cope maintains the lead after those shenanigans there. Doesn't look like the right side damage is going to affect him too bad. He's got a little bit of game glitches going on there, showing rear end damage when he doesn't have any. Same with Tony Stewart behind him. But these guys didn't get into it too hard, so they might actually be fine. As the green flag is back out, Derek Cope pulls away. Tony Stewart does have rear end damage. He's not going to get fired off too well, and here comes Larry Foyt to his inside. Foyt almost won. New Hampshire had to pit late in that race. And that handed the win to Carl Long. Look at that 14. He's got a little bit of right front damage as well. Dale Jarrett behind them. And he's going to come flying through. Remember, he won last time we were here at Richmond. And now he's back up into the mix. Albeit with a little bit of right front damage. He's still up in the mix. And he's got a chance to make it 2 for 2 this season. Whoa, Terry Labonte, what a save for that 5 machine. Off of turn 2. .31 of Robbie Gordon to the inside now. Going to try to make a move on Greg Biffle. And he does. He's going to take the spot. The caution is out. So never mind that. I believe it's for the 54 top 09 as he's flying around the pit road. Something happened here to him on the front stretch. Oh, he slides wide. Kevin Harvick is right there. Contact, and around he goes. Dale Jr. got caught up in it. Christian Fittipaldi as well. Fittipaldi just won at, I don't even remember what track he won at, honestly. I believe it was Michigan. No, that was Jeremy Mayfield. I don't know. He won one of those chaotic races. It might have been... no, it wasn't Pocono. He about flipped there. But he is a winner this season. So, tough break for him. Brian Vickers is your new leader. Under the caution, we'll be right back. We're dropping a green flag after this. Getting ready to go green here at Richmond. Getting ready to go green here at Richmond, and literally half the field is out of the race. But Brian Vickers is your new leader. As he heads down into turn 1, Brian Vickers got 2 second place finishes back to back. And now, looking at winning one of these things. See a few damaged cars in the back. Look at Elliott Sadler, all the damage on his car. Brian Vickers pulling away from the rest of the field. Maybe he's gonna pull it off here today. I mean, all of the top contenders for the win, all the people everyone was talking about at the start of this event, have pretty much been taken out. So Robbie Gordon moves up in the second. Maybe he can challenge, and the caution is out. So we've got another spin, and I believe it was Elliott Sadler on the front stretch. I'll tell you what, the front straightaway has been a trouble spot here, and no, it wasn't Sadler. He weaved his way through it. It's Ryan Newman off of turn 4 getting hooked by Joe Nemechek. Around he goes in front of everybody. Look out, look out, look out. Oh, gets hit and upside down. Ryan Newman on the front stretch. That's 2 flips today, and we're at a short track. We are at a short track, and we have 2.5 flips. This is starting to seem like a super speedway race. But Ryan Newman with a wild ride there. So he just got turned by Joe Nemechek in the 25. Spins around. Oh, Jack Sprague just squeaked past. Newman goes up into the wall. Gets hit by Terry Labonte, then gets T-boned right in the driver's side door by Ricky Rudd. Luckily, Rudd slowed down enough to the point where he didn't impact him too hard. But that is going to end his day for sure. Kevin Harvick destroyed, or not Kevin Harvick, who was that? Terry Labonte destroyed as well. Out of the race. So that's a tough break for Hendrick Motorsports. Looks like everyone's pitting. And our new leader, I believe, is going to be a 45 of Kyle Petty unless he's lapped. I'm about to check right now. I do not believe he is a lap down, but no, he is not. He is your new leader. Okay. So, let's skip to the drop of the green. And here it is. Green flag is back out. I mean, the track INI changes worked at first for the initial start, but once these guys started getting more aggressive, I don't think it made much of a difference. The front stretch has been very problematic all day. The driver is getting turned off of turn 4, and this all started when Tony Raines had an issue, had to pull down to the apron. A couple of guys possibly slipping in oil and getting sideways there, and that caused the first huge pileup that just would not end, lasted for an entire lap. And we got more trouble, almost trouble. Jeff Green got turned sideways by the 2 of Mike Wallace. There, remember, if you weren't here earlier, the story, Mike Wallace subbing for his brother. He has been for the past couple of weeks. Rusty involved in a terrible crash at Michigan. A couple of races to go. And he is still hounding that 30 car. He is right on his bumper. He just about dumped him. I think he's trying to at this point. Looks like Mike Wallace not happy with Jeff Green here, trying to move him out of the way, and about turned him. Heading down the back stretch and into turn 3. And he finally gets past. That right side damage might be slowing him down a little bit. That's probably why Wallace got so frustrated with him. But now here comes Tony Stewart looking to the inside of Dale Jarrett. Not going to quite get there, but he did take a peek at it. Now going down the front stretch, Michael Waltrip to the inside of Johnny Benson. Larry Foyt behind him. And a big pack of cars behind all of them. Kyle Petty with an issue. Slow on the apron, comes to a stop, and that's probably going to bring out the caution. As I watch the pace car here. No. Lights are not on. So it looks like he's going to get a tow back to pit road and get on out of the way. Steve Park is your leader. Steve Park What a story this season has been for him. After being injured at Atlanta, being replaced by Darrell Longtrip for multiple races, and finally being able to come back. And now showing his stuff here today at Richmond, even with a little bit of rear end damage, he is really opened up a really good gap on the rest of the field. Joe Nemechek in second, Brian Vickers in third. And the 0-2 of Hermie Sattler in fourth place. A good day for him as well. Jerry Nadeau just took fifth from Greg Biffle. And now Derek Cope looking to the inside of Biffle for that spot as well. Cope going to try to take sixth. No, Jerry Nadeau's a lap down. I'm sorry. So that is actually the battle for fifth. Biffle drops another spot. Not going to make it easy for him, though. Sends it in on the high side. Could not clear. I'm going to hop down in front of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jr. gets the run off turn 2. Thought about peeking in there to the inside, but couldn't quite get there. And now look at this. To the inside of Nadeau goes Derek Cope. He is on a mission right now. He's our pole sitter here today. Now just trying to work his way back up to the front. Still side by side with that 0-1 of Jerry Nadeau. And clears him. Now looking at what a run! He got a massive run off of turn 2 there. Heading down the backstretch, dives to the inside of Hermie Sattler and just took it from him like he's sitting still. And now that moves him up into fourth place. Derek Cope is moving, I'll tell you. Dale Jr. now down the backstretch side by side with Hermie Sattler. Going to try to take that position away. Jr. moves up in the fifth. Sattler going to have to hold off his number in reverse. That's the 20 of Tony Stewart. The 0-2 probably going to give it up. He opened the door a little bit there, chopped Stewart's nose off, and we know Stewart doesn't like that kind of stuff. He might pay it back here. Heading into turn 3. Tony Stewart is right there. Off of turn 4, getting closer and closer. He's going to probably take it this time by. Sattler leaves him enough room this time, and Hermie Sattler is going to lose another spot. I mean, it's nice to have that track position while it lasts, I guess, but couldn't hold on to it. Meanwhile, Steve Park has opened a 2-second lead off of turn 4. As we're approaching halfway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. I am back. I don't want to skip too many laps because you never know when a caution might come out when you're doing it this way. And if one does come out, then you don't get the replay of it because you're fast forwarding and none of it ever really happens. Like the game doesn't. I'm not sure how I'm going to describe it, so never mind. But it doesn't work, so yeah. Anyway, back to the race. Christian Fittipaldi, I believe, is lapped. He's in 16th place. So maybe he's on the lead lap. Yeah, he is. Jack Sprague right in front of him. So this is a battle for P15 with some damaged race cars. The first car lap down is the 30 of Jeff Green in 19th place. That just shows you how chaotic this race has been. And there's Jerry Nadeau. Elliott Sattler still on the track as well. And Todd Bodine out 3 laps down. At this point, just trying to collect points and finish all the laps. He's got Cope to his inside. Gonna let him by pretty easily here. Derek Cope drives past. Now comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. Top 09 just about shut the door on him there. Then moved up out of the way when he saw the 8 at his back bumper. The 01 side by side. And they get clear, but got held up a little bit. Tony Stewart on the lead lap, gonna have to manage to get past Jerry Nadeau now, even with that rear end damage on his car. Stewart somehow just able to hold on to a top 10 spot, looking at a top 5 with rear end damage. That's impressive. Meanwhile, out in front, as we are past halfway, Steve Park, your leader, still. And I mean, he's got just about a 5-second lead here. Absolutely running away with this thing. As he crosses the line, let's see what the interval's going to be. Actually, the gap closed a little bit right there, so maybe Joe Nemechek's reeling him in a bit. Or maybe either worn tires or that rear end damage is starting to get to him. But through 1 and 2 once again. Now through 3 and 4, he is in a world of his own right now. And I'm sorry for the silence. I've been yawning quite a lot. I am pretty tired, but gotta get these videos out for you guys. So, yeah. Derek Cope to the inside of Jeff Green. It's another lap car. Green gonna let him by. Dale Jr. is right there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. might actually get there. But, oh, here comes Tony Stewart with a big run down the front stretch. So this battle for third is starting to heat up big time here because all these guys really want that spot, and I mean they all have the car to actually do it here. Derek Cope didn't get a good 3 and 4. Here comes Dale Jr. looking to the inside, side by side. Jr. backs out of it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the Budweiser number 8. Trying everything he can to get past Derek Cope. Cope not making it easy for him at all. Junior on his back bumper. He's going to peek to the outside now. There was nowhere to go, so I'm not sure why he did that, but he still tried it. It's all over the 37's back bumper through 1 and 2. Here comes Tony Stewart. He's going to have a run. Junior trying the high side. It's not going to work. Not going to work. He's going to run out of grip up there. He's falling back. So, yeah, going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. And we are back. Dale Jr. has finally gotten past Derek Cope, but Tony Stewart got past Dale Earnhardt Jr. So, Jr. really gained no spots off of this. But green flag pit stops, I believe, have begun. Yes, they have. So now looking at our leader, waiting for him to head down pit road. When will Steve Park pit? And will the rest of the field follow him in? With that massive gap. I mean, 10 seconds over Tony Stewart in second place. we're going to have to see how this winds up here. He cannot afford to make a mistake on pit road, and even if he does, he's got a 10-second cushion. But you don't want to give up any seconds either way. And depending on how big the mistake is, it could possibly cost him the race. It's by the 66 of Hideo Fukuyama. Heading down the back stretch and into turn 3. Out of turn 4, Greg Biffle side by side with Mike Wallace in front of him. Still side by side with the lap traffic. Gonna try to get past these guys here. Greg Biffle opens the door, puts the block on at Mike at the same time. Gets past with ease, or allows the one to get past with ease. Here comes Dave Fukuyama in the back bumper at 2. Now Steve Park coming to lap a teammate here. That's the 15 of Michael Waltrip. Never mind, he heads down pit road. So, watching the rest of the field, gonna see when these guys head down to pit. Tony Stewart looks like he's gonna stay out one more lap. And he's gonna come in this time. Tony Stewart heading down in the pit road. This is gonna hand the lead over to Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8. I have this stuck on the screen. Nice. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Alright, so Dale Jr., another DEI car on the track. In the lead, he's going to come down pit road this time. Gonna watch the 1 of Steve Park. Steve Park all over the back bumper of Darrell Waltrip. Might just move him out of the way. Doesn't want any lap traffic to ruin his race. And he's still on his tail. Dale Jr. not really moving out of the way. Gonna get a bump down the front stretch. Being bump drafted down into turn 1. And now that's gonna possibly move him up the hill. No. Jarrett stays right in front of the 1. Steve Park not putting up with any of it here. Gives him another shot down into turn 3. About turns him. Still on his bumper. About turning him again. And Jarrett to the inside of his teammate Elliott Sattler. That's going to have to pull Steve Park off of him. Dale Jarrett not wanting to go a lap down here. And that's holding up our leader. But Steve Park, oh, trouble, caution is out. Jerry Nadeau went around from the front stretch. That's going to bring out another yellow. This could possibly change everything here. Out of turn 4. Oh no! It was some of our front runners. Brian Vickers got turned by Hermie Sattler, and around he went, collecting Jerry Nadeau into the outside wall. Sattler escapes without too much damage. So does Brian Vickers, but man, Jerry Nadeau was just trying to finish the race, and he gets caught up in it. So This is going to get pretty interesting, but I doubt it'll really make a difference. Look at all the lap cars that are going to be between these guys, unless they stay out, or their pit stops take so long they just fall into the back. But just look at this. Now getting ready to skip to the green. We have about 30 laps to go here. Getting ready to go green once again. So, half the field out of the race. The other half, or like half of that half, is a lap or two down with damage limping around the track. And the rest of the field has 12 cars on the lead lap. Green flag is back out. Elliott Sattler with a big jump, but he's not on the lead lap. Park might just let him by. Might let a lot of these guys by. So he has nothing to worry about with these lap cars. He's going to slide in behind Elliott Sattler. But man, Sattler took off. But he doesn't have the speed. Due to all the damage, he does not have any speed whatsoever, so he's going to get slowed down. And side by side with Steve Park. Park had to check up a little bit there. Here comes Johnny Benton, who's also a lap down. Rusty Wallace, another lap down car. Still side by side for that position. Elliott Sattler takes it. Puts Steve Park takes it, puts Elliott Sattler a lap down. So that's not good for him. Mike Wallace behind the both of them. Man, I'll tell you what, he's been very aggressive here today. Side by side in the turn 3, Johnny Benson now to the inside. Takes the spot away. And I mean, here's Joe Nemechek finally, our second place car behind all these lap cars. He's got a 2-second lead over him. And getting ready to wind it down here, coming into the closing laps. Benson to the inside of the 38, taking that spot. And it'll be 20 to go this time by for Steve Park. Heading down the back straightaway. And out of turn 4, Steve Park. 20 laps left around here at Richmond for that one Pennzoil car. Top what I just trying to finish this thing, limping it back home. Larry Foyt, I don't even know what to say about him. He's had an up and down night here tonight. Now on the front stretch, here comes Dale Jarrett to the back bumper of the 31. We could possibly get a caution here. I mean, these drivers, no matter what position in the field they are, this is battling for P9. They are very aggressive. And Jack Spratt gonna try to hold off Dale Earnhardt Jr. for 7th place. Jr. gonna challenge him for that position. Jack Spratt's got a little bit of damage on the nose. That might hurt him a little bit, but he's not gonna give up that spot easily. I can tell you that. Never mind, right as I say that, he opens the door wide open for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jr. wisely backs out of it because he knew if he got in there too hot, he would have definitely took the both of them out. And he was about to send it. He backed out at the last possible moment. Now Junior's got to run down the front stretch and into turn one once again. Junebug side by side with Jack Sprague for P7 here. Still going at it. Sprague is going to hold him off. '16 of Greg Biffle is a lap down right in front of them. So is the 77 of Dave Blaney. That's a battle for position, I believe. Michael Waltrip lap as well as Hideo Fukuyama. Hermie Sattler about to put his brother Elliott a lap down as well. Lap down for him, that is. Sattler to the inside of Sattler down the back stretch. Elliott and Hermie, the Sattler brothers, side by side. Elliott's going to back off, let him take the spot. They are not racing for position, so no point in battling for it. Sattler almost missed the turn back there, but kept it straight. And it's going to try to maintain these two positions because there are drivers all over his tail right now. Michael Waltrip now to the inside of Hideo Fukuyama for that spot, whatever spot they're battling for. Waltrip actually in the top 15 now. Elliott Sattler in 21st, so that's actually another lap car thing going at it. That's why Sattler's taking it so easy here. But Steve Park with a 5-second lead still. Or about to open it back up. It'll probably be 5 seconds again at the end of the race, but a 3-second lead already. 3.5, that is. And just, wow. What a performance for that one driver here today. It's kind of quiet all weekend, but showed up when it absolutely counted. Made it work. So, don't really have much to say. I'm not really sure what to say. But your pole sitter, Derek Cope, back up into second place. Brian Vickers, after getting turned around earlier, is back up into third with slight rear end damage. But he's still in third place, holding on to it. These are the top three strongest cars here today. At least late in the going after all the wrecks. So I think this is a well-deserved podium finish for all three of these guys. If they can hold each other off. Because look at this. Tony Stewart all over the back bumper of the 60 of Brian Vickers. At 115 of 120. Out of turn 2. This is going to get pretty interesting, I'll tell you that. This guy's not giving it up. Four laps to go. This time by Steve Park. Absolutely opened the can on the field here today. And whooped these guys. I mean, just absolutely stomped them. 3 laps to go here at Richmond International Raceway for the one of Steve Park and Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Guys further back getting by the lap car. Derek Hope has actually been catching Park by quite a lot. I believe he's been saving his stuff. And Park out in front may have used up all of his stuff. But I don't think these guys are gonna get there. They're catching pretty quickly, but I don't think they're gonna get there. As Steve Park now comes to the white flag, this time by one more time around for Steve Park here at Richmond. Will he make it back around on fuel? Down the back stretch for the final time, heading into turn 3. And now, once again, out of turn 4, Steve Park is going to win here at Richmond. After being injured in the crash at Atlanta, he comes back, makes his return, and wins not too long afterward. How about that for Steve Park? So congratulations to him at DEI for getting the win. And since I'm doing it like this today, we can take a look at the points real quick. So here it is, Mike Wallace leading the points, or Rusty Wallace, I should say, leading the championship points, even with Mike Wallace, his brother, as his replacement driver. He should be back in the car for New Hampshire, so that's good. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe, and hope to see you guys next race. Until then, peace.